In this video we're going to have a bit of a guided tour around St James's Park. We'll have a look at a little bit of the history, we'll take a look at the stands, the buildings that surround the stadium, old and new, and have a look at some other points of interest. So if you're a Newcastle fan or a football fan in general who likes stadiums, or somebody who just loves coming to Newcastle, then you're in for an absolute treat. It's coming up. Hello, my name's Eddie, welcome to my channel Tyneside Life, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so every time I release a new video you'll get an automatic notification. So like I said, we're going to do a bit of a guided tour around the stadium, and I thought we'd start in the southeast corner in Strawberry Place. And in Strawberry Place there's no better place to start than checking out this bad boy, the Strawberry Pub. Now if you're a football fan you'll be well aware of the Strawberry Pub. Not only is it one of Newcastle's most iconic pubs, but it's certainly Newcastle United's most iconic pub. It's right outside the stadium. And it came about as a pub in the late 1800s, and its name was inspired in the 1700s by the nuns of St Bartholomew's on Newgate Street, who used to tend to the strawberry gardens in the area. At the moment there's an office block being built around it in an L shape, and unfortunately it's blocking the terrace at the back. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the Strawberry Pub because I've done an actual video about the pub, and you can check that out by going onto my video page on my channel. Now we're going to take a look on the eastern side of the stadium, the East Stand and Lisa's Terrace. So over my left shoulder here, this is the East Stand of St James's Park, and it's dwarfed by the other three stands, especially the Lisa's End, Sir John Hall stand, and opposite the Milburn stand. Unfortunately, they can't extend or raise the height of the East Stand because of these Georgian listed terrace houses on the opposite side of the road. So Lisa's Terrace was built by the architect Thomas Oliver and was completed in 1834. And he worked in partnership with Robert Granger, who at the time they both helped develop the city centre of Newcastle. Now these 70 houses, which are in like a huge block, are now being converted into student flats where you have 4 or 6 to 8 students. And I've just been chatting to one of the students, and they pay about £420 a month each, for example, in an 8-person flat. And like I said, because of this particular building, they can't extend the height of the East Stand. So just behind me, this is the north side of the stadium. This is the Lisa's End, or the Sir John Hall stand. Up here in level 7 up at the top, there's where the away supporters go, and they get a maximum allocation of 3,200 seats. And just on the other side of this little fence here, which you can't see, is Lisa's Park, which I'm going to go into in a second. And Lisa's Park is a listed site, so it can't be altered or touched. And contrary to the belief of many fans, it can't be used to put a new St James's Park on. So just behind me is Lisa's Park, and it's a fantastic park to hang around with your friends and your family, take a wander, and they've got a lovely coffee shop by the little lake. So situated behind me, outside of St James's Park northwest corner, is another iconic pub dedicated to Newcastle United, and that's the Black Bull. And I've never actually been inside the Black Bull before, but because of its location, I'm assuming that's where all the or some of the West End fans come for a pre-match pint. This is the Jackie Milburn stand, or Ward Jackie, and if you don't know, if you're not familiar with him, he was a famous centre forward for Newcastle back in the late 40s and early 50s, and you can see it's quite a posh stand. This is the executive side, this is where all the boxes are and where the players arrive. This memorial garden is dedicated to Newcastle United supporters. In July 2014, they were on the way to New Zealand to watch Newcastle in a pre-season tournament. Unfortunately, the flight that they were on, MH17, was shot down over Ukraine by Russian-backed separatists, and Newcastle United have kindly paid tribute to those supporters by putting this memorial garden up in their honour right at the base of the Milburn stand, and I just think that's a fantastic gesture. So this statue here of Alan Shearer was commissioned by the Shepherd family, and it's set just outside the Milburn Stand Stadium on the main road. It's called Barrack Road, and my understanding is, I don't know if it's true, but the new owners are going to move the statue onto stadium land, which I hope is true, because at the minute it looks like he's trying to flag a bus down. Not good. That statue there is of the great man, Sir Bobby Robson. I love it. So behind my right shoulder there is the Sandman Signature Hotel, a 4-star hotel. That plot of land used to be the home of Scottish and Newcastle breweries, where Newcastle Brew Ale was made, Mad Dog. But unfortunately the company went into liquidation, I think. But it was bought out by Heineken and Carlsberg in 2008, so sadly that's all gone. A great piece of Newcastle history. But a piece of trivia for you, when the building was demolished in, I think it was 2008, the man who pressed the button for the building to come down was none other than Sir Bobby Robson. Behind me is the last stand. It's the Gallagher end, facing roughly south, and when I first come to Newcastle for a match back in 1976, when I was 9 or 10, and we played Stoke City and Peter Shilton was in goal. Of course the ground looked nothing like it does at the minute. The Gallagher end, you had to access up some steep steps, passing these disgusting urinals over the top into the main stand. It didn't have a roof on it at the time, and you looked directly across, obviously, at the Leazers end, which was like a shed. And from that day, from that first match, I was just mesmerised by the crowd, the atmosphere, the pitch, the singing, and it's just stayed with me personally ever since. I have to admit, once or twice I've tried to shake this off over the last 10 years or so, certainly under the Ashley years, but I feel a renewed sense of passion for the club, and I'm really excited about what the future is going to bring. So over my right shoulder here, you've got the 9 Bar Sports and Lounge Bar. A few years ago, it used to be called Shearer's Bar, but the name was changed. I don't exactly know the reason behind that. But if you do, if you can leave us a comment below and let me know. And just over there, over my left shoulder, beside 9 Bar, is the Newcastle United's sports store. It's now using a company called Castor to make the Newcastle kit, and I think they've entered into a 5-year contract under Mike Ashley, but again, I'm not sure about that, and if you do know, again, just leave us a comment below. I don't think there's a more fitting way to end this little guided tour of mine by coming into the Sir Bobby Robson Memorial Garden, which was erected a few years ago, which has 5 stone tablets. Unfortunately, because they're building a tower block behind it over the next few months or so, they're probably going to have to move this memorial onto stadium land. I might be wrong. Again, if you know any different, just leave us a comment below. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed my little guided tour. I've tried to be as factual as I can. If I've made any factual errors, just leave us a comment in below. If you can add anything further to what I've said, you know, like I said, get in touch. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave some comments, and I've really appreciated you watching the video and hope you've enjoyed it. Catch you next time.